Globalization, The Identity and Critical Theory Perspective by Morgan Williams, Xavier Allen, Jesse Herbold, and Ashley Moss. What is globalization? Globalization is the interaction and integration of people around the world. It brings societies closer together through trade, technology, or communication. Why does globalization matter? Globalization could mean the difference between poverty and prosperity in some countries. This process is sometimes interrupted due to the beliefs of those in charge.
The identity perspective, common values and beliefs. It emphasizes the importance of identities of actors or states that motivate their actions. An identity can be a religious preference, political party affiliation, or internal identity derived from a country's unique national self-reflection and memory.
The identity perspective. What are the potential problems? Identity has become so ingrained in society that the world is divided into sections based on the most influential organized religion in that region of the globe.
Critical theory perspective, common values and beliefs, offers a broad critique of international relations and usually advocates radical solutions such as revolution. Believes revolution or war comes from years or even decades of unresolved issues between countries, eventually reaching a boiling point. Potential problem: there are certain factors including identity, economy, and location among others that are detrimental to certain countries, preventing them from succeeding. The countries that suffer are usually poor or lack advanced technology, and they remain underdeveloped. Globalization, how it works. Phase 1 lasted from 1492 to 1800 and brought the world closer together, large world to medium world, through mercantilism and colonialism. The driving force of this phase was brawn and hard work, manual labor, horsepower, steam power, etc., and how each country found a unique way to contribute their resources. In theory, the amount of resources a country has determines how much each country contributes to globalization. Phase 2 lasted from 1800 to the mid-20th century and was complete by World War II, brought the world even closer together through an age of British hegemony. The pertinent factors in this phase include new institutions, specifically the rise of multinational banks and corporations or mega companies.
Globalization, how it works. Phase 3 began in the second half of the 20th century, effectively bringing the world as close as possible, as well as flattening the playing field. In a time of American hegemony, the invention of the internet is the crucial driving force of the third phase of globalization. It allowed people to communicate and exchange currency or goods around the world. This phase emphasizes the use of intellect as opposed to the strength or government institutions. Identity and globalization. Globalization takes place through work and social change. Depending on the identities of state leaders, the advancement of technology and industry may be stunted due to their beliefs or values. Some leaders oppose the growth of globalization because new technology may shed light on the immoral practices and dictator-style rule of certain state leaders. Identity and globalization. Social change may involve altering the identity of actors. Some leaders are so stuck in their ways they may never support progressive change, even if it is for the betterment of the people in that country. Critical theory and globalization. Globalization will level the world's playing field. The growth of technology and industry would give even the poorest of countries an opportunity to thrive and care for their citizens. The overall theme of globalization is inclusion. Poor foreign countries are usually marginalized or ignored completely by the surrounding world. In a sense, prosperous countries may ignore developing or poor countries simply because they do not share the same issues. Critical theorists harbor a personal responsibility to help those who cannot help themselves. If humans were more inclined to assist each other without expecting monetary compensation, we would effectively end poverty around the world.
Systematic or chronic inequalities are detriment factors to globalization. Globalization only works when every country in the world is involved and actively participating, hence the term global. Geographic location, economy health, available resources, and other factors may hinder globalization as well. When certain factors serve as obstacles for assistance, countries could be less inclined to help because of the potential effort required. There are people who aren't concerned with helping poorer countries simply because they've always been that way. When enough people in the world share the same sentiment, there are no initiatives to help developing countries. Are certain countries beyond saving? Northeastern India was almost destroyed by flooding that submerged thousands of villages in northeastern India, Bangladesh, and Nepal in 2017. In developing countries, poor infrastructure, little access to health care, few or no reliable institutions, and domestic and regional conflict proved to be great obstacles. The area may be too dangerous to navigate due to flooding. Continuing conflict may be a factor as well. When certain issues are more prevalent than others, it may affect another country's decision to send aid. This is a common issue in underdeveloped countries. We as humans have the power to end world poverty, hunger, and other issues associated with developing countries so long as we are willing to lend a helping hand. According to critical theorists, we have a responsibility as intellectually inclined beings to ensure the prosperity and survival of our own species.